Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. Today we are going within the body to the Garden of Eden with beautiful spiritual teacher and healer, Maraya Forrest. She is going to explain that this is working with the elemental body elemental. Maraya, thank you for being here. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Lorraine. It's lovely to be here again.
Before we start an experience for everyone in the Garden of Eden, let's talk about what's going on here. What is the Garden of Eden within our bodies?
So if you think of the scriptures, and all the scriptures, the tree is given as a key story, right? So the Bodhi tree in the East, the Kabbalah tree, the tree of knowledge in the Bible. And this design follows the law of as above, so below. Each tree has the flower of life. So it would be the tree of life design that you see in the Kabbalah. And then it would also have it would include the flower of life, the fruit of life, and the seed of life. Those are all actual geometries that are in the body. So as I've said before, the light of creation is available to all creative beings, but the light of our Creator's heart, which is brought into form through the mighty Elohim, that light has little letters in it, the elemental kingdom. That's the nature spirits. We see this light in form in the Garden of Eden, Mother Nature. That is our divine nature. This is our true nature. This is who we are. If we want to see and reflect upon who we are, then we just look at Mother Nature around us. We can trust this design. We can trust the evolution of our own consciousness because we can trust our true nature, which is Mother Nature. So this patterning, right? Yeah, if you'd like me to explain the tree, the principles of as above, so below. So what you do is you go into the roots of the tree, which is the dark unknown, right? It's the soils, but it's also in every cell of the body. It's the darkness in the cells of the body, because we're going into the body, into the earth. It's the same. There's no separation between us and the earth. Our bodies come from her. Our spirit is uniting, heaven and earth uniting. Our spirit is in the body. And then above is heaven. So we're standing on the earth, grounding and rooting, coming into embodiment. And that's, of course, what's so very important now during this time is to stay in the body, people. Stay embodied because Mother Earth needs us. She needs us to land the light. And this is a very, very dense dimension. For us to land the light, we need to stay in the body, receive the light, and embody this light. Coming in from, the starry night sky, our blueprint design. We call that light the Holy Spirit. That's the difference, because for another, there's many creative beings. You can have a lot of designs have come out of the laboratory, but they don't have the elemental kingdom in them. They don't have those nature spirits. So that's how we know the difference. And the light we're embodying now follows these laws, the laws of nature.
When we say stay in the body, can you define that for us? Because some who are just not in the body would never know that they weren't in the body. And I have spiritual teacher friends who can totally see when we're out of the body. Is this really when we're thinking too much, or thinking about the past, or thinking about the future, that we're just not in the body? And if that's the case, how do we get in the body? Do we just drop our consciousness into the body then?
All right, so if we look at the laws, right, our astrological earth symbols, the cross and the circle. So you have 4 bodies following the elements that bring form into being. So earth would be the physical body, water, the emotional body, air, the mental body, and fire, the spirit body. Those we call the lower 4 bodies, and those are the 4 bodies that you need to bring into balance. You don't want to be too much in the mind, you don't want to be too much in your feeling body. You need to bring all 4 into balance. Somebody who only emphasizes their physical appearance might be ignoring their spiritual body, and so forth. So those elements and those 4 bodies are what hold the elemental kingdom in place, which is our elemental body. So when we say stay in the body, I'm also referring to not only through, many of us need to do soul retrieval and have trauma and, are out of the body because of trauma, but we also have voluntary substances that people do where they go out of the body because they want cosmic knowledge or something. But now once you're out your body, it gives space for other things to come into the body. Now you've got all this beautiful cosmic knowledge, but you can't come into the body because there's other stuff in the body. So when I say stay in the body, stay in the divine blueprint, eat from Mother Nature. For heaven and earth to unite, you need the patterning to be the same. Your light, which is really the patterns of the stars, and the body herself, which is Mother Nature, need to unite and come together. So to unite the two, you need to get them as close into the patterns as possible, which means eating from Mother Nature, eating from the blueprint design. If it doesn't look like food, it's not food. It's doing everything that has got to do with bringing those 4 lower bodies into balance. In terms of the cross and the circle, it's actually our horizontal. Because now we come into, like you're saying, how do we unite the light? Well, you need to come into vertical alignment. But you first have to balance those 4 bodies. So with healings, what I do with healings is I'm bringing every single chakra into the cross and the circle so that you can come into vertical alignment. It's just where you're identifying as which chakra, if you like, which cross in the circle is out of balance. And why is it out of balance? And what do we need to do to bring it back into balance?
So is there anything else you'd like to say about this process before we go into the experience?
So the tree has all 4 designs, right? They also follow the seasons. So the tree would be when you go inward. It would be winter. Then we have springtime, which is the flower of life. The summer, which is the fruit of life. And then the autumn is the seed of life. Now, each one also, of course, has its own gifts. The tree follows as the law, as above, so below, uniting heaven and earth, bringing the spirit into the body, bringing your soul light into the body. The flower is exactly like a flower. It's opening, the way a flower opens to the sun, it's about opening your heart, the light of the sun, the light of your soul, the father of your creation, uniting heaven and earth, father and mother, father, son, and mother earth. The fruit is about being able to receive. Such a key. So many of us just don't feel worthy of receiving, don't know how to receive, don't know how to embody our light. We have too much resistance. We don't know how to surrender and to let go of that resistance. All those teachings about what you resist persists. And then the seeds is really about birthing new consciousness, the seeds of creation, the new generation, the new earth patterns. And once we embody that light, most people have knowledge from outside of this plane of existence. So what we're doing is we're bringing into this dimension, into this plane of existence, knowledge that we have from other galaxies, other universes, and we're expanding with Mother Earth as her, because our body is her. We're expanding our consciousness, she's expanding, and we're bringing in those, we call them new earth patterns, but it's actually, people call them the cities of light. I always think it's cities of light because it's the stars, they look like the stars at night. But we're bringing in those patterns into the body and bringing that knowledge we have from those other places to this plane of existence. So most people know, because of this multidimensional nature of existence now, that there are many dimensions. You have to stay present here with what is around us. You have to stay in the body here now. And that cross in the circle, that balance that we find with the 4 bodies, where we embody paradise, the Garden of Eden presence, being here, reflecting upon our true nature as seen in Mother Nature. And it's in the heart. That's where the balance happens. That's because the lower 4 bodies are below the heart. And then above the heart, it's all the colors of heaven. Below the heart are the colors of fire, of transformation. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the cross and the circle, and we've talked about that before, and people who are familiar with you know what that is, but that is us. Can you explain more the cross and the circle for those who are new to this?
Well, it's about the lower four bodies. It's about bringing each body into balance. So earth, water, air, and fire are the elements, right, that bring form into being. Form comes into consciousness, comes into form through the light of creation. The light of our Creator's heart, we call the Holy Spirit, it has the elemental kingdom in it. The elemental kingdom comes into form through the elements. The elements are earth, water, air, and fire, where earth is the physical body, water is the emotional body, air is the mental body, and fire is the spirit body. We need to bring those four bodies into balance. You need to give them equal attention. Your physical body needs to be exercised and fed well, rested, basically united with the blueprint. So eat from her, from the mother, the great mother. Your body is the living organism of a gift from the great mother. Your emotional body, it's the waters. Hello, my heart, how are you? How do I feel today? How do I feel in this moment? Because the waters surround the continents. It's connection to all that we are. If I don't know how I feel, then how can I be in presence? It's not possible. So it's literally every 10 minutes, if you need to, asking yourself, well, just checking in with yourself, like, how do I feel? What am I connected to in this present moment? Not how do I wish I felt, or how did I feel yesterday, because my mind keeps running untrained. How am I in this now moment? So that's the feeling body. The mental body, what are you feeding yourself? Where are your thoughts going? It's a discipline. The mind is a discipline, because when your consciousness is in the heart center, that cross in the circle, you are a disciple of the heart. You are now present in the mind of God, one might say. The mind is the air. It's the breath of life. You're breathing, connecting into your heart center. Here I am, or I am here. And then your spirit body, many people see nature as the temple. Whatever you need to give your spirit, a walk on the beach, people have different ways, Holy Land, temples, whatever your spirit needs, scriptures. It's individual and unique to each soul, right? So, but bringing yourself into balance, looking at giving yourself what you need. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, giving ourselves what we need. All right. Some would wonder how we do that, but it's simply asking the questions. Awareness really is how we balance it. Okay.
And also, of course, looking at what is causing the imbalance, going into the roots of the tree. Like, where am I out of balance? Giving it the attention it needs, it deserves, because, to serve the light, right? Not so easy. Such simple words. But to ground and root, if you want to be a mighty oak tree and be steady and strong, you need to ground and root. So you need to not be afraid, to be fearless of looking at your own shadow, looking into the dark, looking into the discomfort in the body, and why is it uncomfortable? What am I uncomfortable with? Why is this feeling? Why is it in me? Mm-hmm.
Yes, and all these fronts. Why does my body feel this way? The thoughts, where are my thoughts? Are they negative, positive? How does my heart feel today? The emotional body. And then the spiritual body, the fire, the spiritual body. How are we feeling spiritually today? So this is a really good practice on a daily, you said moment, every moment, a couple times, like every 10 minutes, make sure that we're totally centered and balanced.
So I would like to just include here as well, is it's quite important to orientate yourself as well, because the four directions also come in with the four elements. If you think of the cross and the circle, you need to orientate. And that orientation, according to each person, is also the moment you landed on the earth plane in this lifetime, and your position in relation to your universe, to the stars. That's astrology. But you just want to orientate yourself every day, because to get direction to move forward, you need orientation. So I would suggest as well, not only just checking in with yourself, but making sure in a daily practice that you are oriented, calling in the four directions, because you want vertical alignment, right? And then you need to be to your true north so that you've got direction on how to move forward with your life.
Can you give us an example on how we would call in the four directions for ourselves?
I just call the great spirits. I say, welcome, great spirit of the north, welcome, great spirit of the south, welcome, great spirit of the west, and welcome, great spirit of the east. They appear to me as beings holding flames of light. So,
Oh,
if you want to imagine that, but however it arrives for you, I mean, I'm sure for each person it would be different. And then I call those mighty beings in because that's the orientation. Yeah.
okay. That gives us a strong foundation for every moment of every day.
And alignment so that the light, the Holy Spirit, your soul light can come into the body in alignment to the timelines and dimensions as you embody that light, and the garden can arrive for you. The designs, the patterns of perfection, your own divinity can embody. Yeah.
All right. Really powerful tools, really good guidance as well for the light to come in. That is a question that's asked a lot. How do we hold more light? And so this is the protocol, a protocol to do that, to balance the elementals within us and to call in the four directions.
And remember as well that the golden grids of light are grids. So that cross in the circle is you actually locking into the grids of light. That's what you're doing, which is bringing you into vertical alignment and into your multidimensional nature, into the consciousness of all that I am. So the reason we bring all the chakras, all the bodies into the cross and the circle is to lock onto the grids. Once you've locked onto the grids, gold, conductor, connection, expansion, wisdom. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so that's the mental part of this where we get that and we understand it a little bit better. Let's do an experiential now where we can witness the Garden of Eden within.
All right. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to do the tree of life, right? Because I can't do everything. What comes up for each person might be what they're working with, what you're working with out there, the audience. And the principle though is I'm going to do a song and you're going to go into your roots. So, okay, so let's just begin and then I'll walk you through it. So the best thing to do for me is the fastest way is to take your right fire finger and tap on your heart and say, I'm here. Bring yourself into your heart because you're now aligning yourself in the heart center. I'm here. Making sure you're present. The mind's not running over there all scattered and in collective consciousness. You're bringing yourself into your heart center.
And the fire.
And imagine yourself.
With the fire finger, is it the middle finger?
Yeah, it's the middle finger. Yeah.
Middle finger, the fire finger. Very good. Thank you.
And also keeping in mind, I'm going to do two songs. I'm going to do one song where I go into the roots. You're going to go into the roots. That is, we're going into the body, the discomfort in the body of the dark unknown. And then the trick is to allow to arrive whatever will. Some people get a whole movie. Some people get one word. Some people get just a feeling. You will get what you need. So it's to trust yourself, to trust I'll get what I need. Maybe it's just a glimmer. Maybe it's just it's just a little nuance. It doesn't matter. And maybe it's a whole movie or maybe it's just a memory. It doesn't matter. You will get the clue to whatever you're needing to receive. Yeah. And so we'll do the first song. Songs are normally, so you don't feel panicky, I'm not getting anything, is trust the process, first of all. And also the songs are normally, I would say, around 10 minutes. About, okay, I don't know, because I'm a medium, right? So it comes through me. Then I'm going to walk you through going into the roots of the tree. Allow to arrive what will. Make a note afterwards, of what has arrived for you. And then we'll do a second song where I take you into the light. Now, the body, the branches, and the leaves of the tree are as deep as you go. There's a law. As deep as you go, as low as I go, is as high as I go. So the more you surrender into the darkness and allow whatever your fears, whatever your suffering, your pain is to come up, the higher you can go into the light. The green of the leaves follows the law of the heart chakra, the green of the heart chakra. How do leaves work? They receive the light. So they receive that light of the sun, of the soul, like your heart receives the light of your soul. They transform that light into nourishment, into nurturing, into food for the branches, the body, and the roots of the tree. This is what your heart chakra does for you. So we're working with the principles of not only the design of the tree of life, but also, our true nature, because our design is the same as Mother Nature. So, so first, allow to arrive when we're going into the dark. Okay. So what we're going to do is come into your heart center and now imagine yourself as this tree. Bring yourself into the presence of being a tree and go into the roots, feel into the roots. Now, I also have to bring to your attention that different trees have different gifts. A palm tree is really good with a very active mental body because it lives at the coast where the wind blows. The mind is active, it's air. An oak tree grows in the rolling green hills of the heart where it's, there's not that much wind, where it's steady and it's about strength, power, and so on. So when you're feeling into these roots now, try and get a sense of, of exactly how your tree feels as well. What am I dealing with here? And then just trust your process. So feeling into your heart, hello, my heart, I'm here. I welcome all that I am. I am all that I am. And now allow to arrive that which will. If you want to, call in the 4 directions. Welcome, Great Spirit of the North. Welcome, Great Spirit of the South. Welcome, Great Spirit of the West. And welcome, Great Spirit of the East. Call in Mother, Father, God, your ancestors, your master teachers and guide, whomever you would like to call in your heart. Call in those that are assisting you on your journey. And when I'm singing, I use the codes of creation. So this is the underlying program before form comes into being. And this is the work of the mighty Elohim. And then I will move into the sounds of the avatars. This is the highest light level. So I'm going in at the deepest level. You can hear those sounds. If necessary, I will actually point out to you, I'm now going into the avatar sounds, completely relax and receive. And saying a prayer in your heart. Hachi ay 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 ho kitita ay ay ho chiquita ay ay ho kitita yo ho coca ay ay chiquita ay ay ho kitita ay ho cochi tiquita ay ho ay chiquita, ay, 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 oh, cortota, yo, ay, ay, oh, tita, yo. Oh, chiquita, yo, cata, oh, kitita, yo, coya, oh, kichika, yo, cata, ay, 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 chiquita, ay, cata, oh, kitita, ay, ay, oh, kichika, ay, cata. Oh, chiquita, yo. Ay, 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 chiquita, ay, 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 chiquita, ay, ay, oh, chica, ay, 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 oh, chiqui, ay, 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 chiqui, Going into the avatar sounds and unlocking. Oh, yeah, 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 This is the God named Yahweh. Oyon tiki-ay, tiki-ay, tiki-ara, tiki-an, jakalaya, wanda, chiki, ayan, jakalaya, yokotaya, wakataya, okotiki-erantaya, alara, tiki-o, oyon, jon, tokoyon, jokoyon, jokoyakatayan, jokoyan, wan, tokoyon, jokolan, takalayan, tokoyon, jokoyon, chikiyan, tachalaya, wakatikiyo, wakataya, wakataya. John, don, 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 Jacolion, Docoyon, don, 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 Jacolion, Docoyon, don, you wambon, do ya wambawa, you wambo, you're wambawa, you're wambawa, Oyon jaya ya chikiyan 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 dan dan jokoyon jokoyon chikiyan da 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 an jakalaya wan chikiya okoton chikiyan da chikiya oyon jan daya ya Oyon jandi kiti, hayan jayai chakotiki, hayan dandai, oyon jondon tiki, hayan tinki, tayai tiyai, oyon dondo kiti, oyo koto, oyai chiki, hayan tindai. Jai tiki tai, ay 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 ay, ay 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 ay, ay 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 kitty tai ay, ay 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 tiki tai ay, yo ay 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 ay, ay 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 Yon Jaya Gitai On John Don Jiki So for those of you that would like to make a note of what came in for you, from my side, I command the light. So we're bringing in this design of the roots of the tree, and then I orientated it in the body. So in the roots, in the earth herself, bringing direction, and then brought in the designs of creation. So the avatars created this universe, and when I make those sounds, what I'm doing is I'm pushing the light threads into the original designs of the creation of the earth herself. And this was specific to this design that came in. So I went to look, and it looked very much like a very particular star system, or does a pattern, I should say pattern, because every star has a frequency of light, and those stars, they come together and they create those particular designs. So this is a particular design, a particular a gift as well to the body, to do with orientation and strength, if I understand correctly. And then you could hear me pushing it in, bringing it in through all the chakras. I locked it in the end. You saw me locking it in. And then I'm always in absolute reverence of the light that flows through me. So bringing it down through in the body. Of course, we go into the roots, and then we bring the light up because we are receptors and transmitters of light. Just like a tree, right? We work the same. And so that alignment is through, bringing the light up and then bringing the light down again, because I have to take out the distortions and then bring the perfection, the divine blueprint back in, the starry night sky, those stars, those patterns. So just to give you an idea of what I was doing there, yeah, if that makes sense, yeah. Would you like to share anything, Lorraine?
Well, I just wanted to say that the experience of that was so beautiful. It felt really pristine. It felt like Eden and creation of Eden and perfection. So for me personally, as we were going through that, before you got to the avatar part, just that first part just gave me such a deep sense of peace. And I actually got very warm. My physical body got very warm. And then when the avatar part came in from there, that was just such a beautiful journey from there. I saw myself as a mango tree. They're very big and bushy and just full, tiny leaves, but full. And I just felt great strength and fortitude from that. And so the words that come with that, it's a challenge to articulate, but it's all of just deep in the ground, very well grounded, very deep roots that go out as far as the big bushy top canopy. And I was just there, and fairies, lots of fairies within that tree, and birds that live in that tree. And much more than just that, there's ants and everything, but I just felt the beauty of that tree.
It's all about connection, isn't it? Because the tree is connected to everything else. So, a relevant point here would be the birds, because you always see birds near the trees. Now, if you think of the key story of Isis and Osiris, who birthed the child Horus, and Horus has the head of a bird. So it's the Egyptian timeline, because that's the time matrix. And of course, Horus it's when birds live on and off the earth plane. They can fly. So it's that part of our spirit that can fly.
Yes.
The winged part of our spirit. So we don't have birds. We don't have the head of of Horus. We haven't birthed. It's the balancing of the masculine and feminine would be Isis and Osiris, and then birthing the new child that is completely balanced. So it's that part of our spirit. If you think of the nature of a bird as well, it is part of that true part of ourselves. A bird doesn't sing for an audience. A bird sings because it is his nature. It is its design to sing the song of its soul, right? So it's all, these are all, if you want to know yourself, just look at nature. That's who you are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. Yeah.
Also to be, if you've got mangoes hanging from your tree, then you're working with the design of the fruits. If you see you've got flowers on the tree, then you're working with the flower of life. So it's also relevant. If you see seeds falling or coming from the tree, then you know which part of your process you're in as well, which is also a nice key, right, of what I'm doing at the moment. Am I birthing new consciousness? Am I learning to open my heart and trust the light of my soul to let it in? Or am I in the process of receiving now my gifts, the fruits? Yeah, literally the fruits of my labors. The fruits of life is a tricky one though, because there's a process you go through quite, if you think of how you receive what you go through, you have to go and search, which is really, in terms of archetypal stories, is the sailor going out onto the oceans, the emotional body, to go and seek new lands, new ventures. They come back, they haven't had fresh fruit for a very long time. They're just looking for the water from the mountains, right? Clarity. They're looking for clarity of, what did I get? What did I bring home with me to the land? What did I bring into the body? So that whole story, there's a lot of the archetypal stories fall into the stories of the Garden of Eden as well, which is so wonderful. Yeah.
So for people who were going through this process, it's whatever they witnessed. If they saw a tree with fruit or flowers, that's just part of their story.
Absolutely. Every vision you have is a key to your process. I've had so many requests from people to do analysis after they've done breath work and dreams that I'm now starting to do that, to just offer it as a service, because people don't know what the designs are. What does it mean if I see a mermaid? Right. They don't understand that seeing the mermaid as an elemental being is different to seeing the fairy, is different to the ship's captain. But they're all connected. Actually, the goat's in there somewhere too, and so is the medicine wheel, the medicine woman, because the ship's captain is it's all connected. So, but they don't know what they're looking at. So those designs often need analysis. You can do it for yourself. You just got to be dedicated. Yeah.
Delicate. Did you say delicate?
Well, delicate, but dedicated. Dedicated to your process.
Yeah. Dedicated. And paying attention. All right. So for those who are going through it, it was such a wide landscape. It was a wide landscape. So it was much more than just, I did see mangoes. Then there's the flowers before the mangoes come out, the flowers on the tree. And I did see that. So that's all just different aspects of my own journey in this process, right?
Correct, yeah. And also to know where are you in the process? What am I focusing on right now? And it's interesting because I've had groups where one person is the fruit, experiences themselves as the fruit, where another person actually is eating the fruits, just like consuming the deliciousness and juiciness of the fruits, and very sensual, So it's so interesting to see where each person is in their process, like of each part of the journey, whether it be the tree, the flower, the fruit, or the seed. Yeah.
And then at one point it was I could feel the air. I could feel the air moving through the tree. So that would be mental. Yes.
And wind would be collective as well, right? The collective consciousness. So often people that are connected into the media often are affected by the, winds. A really strong wind would be like a cyclone or a storm, right, as well. Because the elemental beings bring the collective consciousness into form too. You have a lot of, if there's suppressed emotion, then you'll suddenly have a storm with a lot of water. If there's a lot of mental activity, then the winds come through and so forth. So the elemental kingdom has that agreement with us to bring consciousness into form at a collective and an individual level. So people go like, it's so synchronistic. You know what I saw today? I'm like, of course, it's the mirror. of your own consciousness, of your own, your own reality. Mm-hmm.
It is a mirror. And so whatever we see, pay attention to that, decode it, and just analyze it. Analyze it to understand what's happening in the process, right? Where we're clearing out the debris as this light comes in.
Bring yourself into balance. I would say focus on bringing yourself into balance, focus on receiving the light, because you can trust the light. The light is your protection. The light burns away the dark. Trust in the nature of our existence. So the more, people ask, oh, how do I protect myself? You protect yourself by receiving the light. Your light burns away the dark. You can love something to death, literally. If there's a demon and you send it light and love, it burns away, literally. So your light is your protection. So receiving the light and understanding your true nature, seeking that truth within yourself of the lightness of being, of who you are is key. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. All right. Awesome.
So would you like to go into the upper body now, to the upper echelons, the heavens? So now what we'll do is we're going to go into the body, the branches, and the leaves of the tree.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is, now we've put in the foundation, right? So in the cells of the body, because remember, every cell in the body has the tree of life design in it. So now we've gone into the cells of the body. I myself brought in the avatar designs of a specific gifts, right, to do with strength, and I can't remember. So sorry, that's what happens when you're a medium. It goes through you, it doesn't stay. So now what I'm going to do is, and it's quite nice, if you listen to the singing, you'll often hear me singing the God name Yahweh, which is Yadevade, right? And those, I always think of that as the four elements. It's different. Those combinations are, of course, infinite, but you can hear that those sounds of me calling the light of the Holy Spirit, literally calling Yahweh, come into the body, Yahweh. And no sooner have I called Yahweh, and then you'll hear me going into the avatar sounds. So it's a deeper level, because Yahweh are the symbols of creation, whereas the avatar sounds are actually the light threads of the designs of our creation. So when I'm going in the avatar sounds, I'm going in at the highest light level. It's not a symbol yet. It's just the pattern. And it's so important. Just receive. You are the leaves. Your heart is the leaves on the tree. Think of it like that, and allow to arrive that which will. For you, it could be anything. It could be illuminating something you've been considering, thinking about. It can be a new idea if you're seeding. It can be about what you've had to overcome to open your heart, letting go of the past so that your heart's opening, the flower arriving. And it can be also the fruits, of your labors, like allowing your gifts to arrive in whatever form they are. I mean, some people have very interesting gifts, anything from, remember, the kingdoms of heaven are really kindness, justice, truth. It's all the God lights of God qualities of the light. So allow to arrive that which you're needing. What am I needing? Kindness, justice, truth, purity, harmony, peace, love, joy. There's so many things, right? So just allow to arrive. And again, trusting your process, trusting the feelings. That's what the clairs that you always speak about. Clairaudience, if you hear something. Clairsentience, if you feel something. Claircognoscience, if you know something. It's just a deep knowing. How do you explain that to someone? It's you. You just know. It's your truth. And clairvoyance, vision as well. All right, so here in the heart. Hello, my heart, I'm here. I welcome all that I am. I am all that I am. And opening yourself up to receive. Sayan chiki ta yakatai ta chiki aratai ta chiki akataratai oko talara tiki yakachai ta chiki aratai ta chiki aratai oko akatai oko alati tiki alara tiki ai oko akachiki ai akatiki akiti akatai ai. Ay, 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 Hi, 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 hi. On jiki, ayakataya. Hi, on jiki, on jiki, on jiki, hi, 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 hi. Taya ya yoko toko yo chiki ya tai tai oya jaya ya chiki ya kati ya aka chiki ya kata akita ya oka aka ya chiki ya kata aki chiki ya kata ya kita ya onjonto onjiki onjiki ya chikita di onjonto onjikita ya ai kitika ya ai kitika ya yung mong 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 yo yo bam 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 onjiki ya da da hon da ya oyagi ji di di da ya hon da ya okachata ya ka da ya ka da ya okacharanta onjiki ya handa da di ki da ya ka da ondiki ya okota onjiki ya okotiki ya randa kalaran toko ya ko chiki ya randa ondoko yo olake tiki ya jakala tiki ya achiki ya kata ya ondiki yo ki ya randa ondiki ya ondiki ya ondiki ya ondiki ya randa ondiki ya Oyon John Don Joyoko Tai Tai. Yeah, 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 kata, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 kita. Oyon Janta Yan Jalara Kiki. Ayan Jayan Danjadi Kita. On Jiti, yeah, tai tai tai. On Joyon Dayaka tai tai tai. Oyon jayay, oyon jonto, oyokoyay, ayakitito, oyon jondi, ayan dantay, ayan jinki, ayaki ayay, yoyay, 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 yo yeah, 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 yo yeah, yo, yeah, yo, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo yo yeah 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 hi hi yo yo oh yo yeah yeah oh yeah 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 chiquita ya don 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 chiquita ya yo yo chiquita ya oh ya chiquita ya yo yo chiquita ya yo yo chiquita ya yo yo chiquita ya oh ya chiquita ya on don 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 chokoya ha chiquita ya kata ta ta chiquita ya on don 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 chokoya ya ha chiquita ya kata ya chai chiquita ya ay 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 yeah 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 ay 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 yo yeah 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 oh yo yo ay ay chiquita yo oh chiquita ya chiquita ya chiquita yo oh yeah 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 oh yo yeah yeah kitty Oyon jinky dicky, ayan dan dan dindi, oyon dandi kiti toya. And making a note of anything you might have received that you can refer back to in your meditations. And just many thanks to Great Spirit, to the light of the Holy Spirit, to receiving the light of creation, that our original design, coming to know ourselves as these divine beings of the light, seen in the reflection of Mother Nature, our true nature, and coming to remember ourselves, these magical beings that we are, as part of this magical creation. Would you like to share anything, Lorraine?
I first just want to say that experience is so beautiful. It really takes one on a journey that's so expansive. Expansive is the word that comes up. For me, in that session, the tree, I saw each leaf just sparkling with light. Each leaf sparkling with light, really beautiful. And I heard the word forgiveness. And then my mind is like, forgiveness, do I need to forgive? And then I heard forgive yourself, and just forgive yourself for not being that divine expression all the time. Forgive yourself for forgetting not being that divine expression. So I thought that was very interesting. Then as it evolved, there was so much harmony that came in. Harmony is another word. Harmony with everything, even situations in the external collective world that are grating on us, like noise or construction site over here or whatever. Just the harmony in all of it, that we can be at peace within ourselves, within the harmony that I really felt from that transmission. And so much love and compassion. And then I smelt the flowers, so many flowers, and the aroma of the flowers. So beautiful. So very, very beautiful. And I did see seeds as well, like pods of seeds, large pods hanging off. So I don't know what to make of that. And then I remembered your words, just receive. So that was beautiful. The forgiveness part was surprising for me because I did have to stop and say, who do I have to forgive?
So can I do a translation?
Please do help me.
So the leaves, the crystalline frequencies of light, right, on top of the leaves. If you think of the crystalline pathway, the crystalline pathway, what are his final words? Forgive them for they know not what they do. He showed us the pathway into the crystalline frequencies of light, right? Transparency. So for your forgiveness, what are you forgiving ultimately? I'm forgiving myself for letting myself suffer for so long.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. And then you go through the sweetness of the aroma of opening my heart to all those flowers, and to love. The pods of seeds, it's so interesting. Did you see how many seeds were in the pods? Because that's also quite relevant sometimes.
There were like 6. There were a lot. There were actually, there's 2 rows of 6 within.
Nice.
They were big, long, brown. That was cool. And then I saw a carving on the tree, like lovers, like Timmy loves Loren, that sort of thing. I saw the carving on the bark of a tree. And I don't know if that's me letting something go, letting an old belief system about that go. I don't know. I don't know. So interesting.
So what's very nice, what can be helpful here is to identify which chakra you're sometimes working in when. So feel in the body where it is, because if it's the base chakra, it would be your belief systems. If it's in the sacral chakra, it would be to do with trust, the inner child, creativity. It's a reproduction, it's birthing new consciousness. It's in the solar plexus, it's got to do with your empowerment. And then so when you're going through those, what happens is as you awaken and become more aware, you also start to become awake to where is this? Which part of my body is it in? Because that's a clue as to what's going on. So if it's a belief system, it would have been in the base chakra. Yeah. So you would have felt it there. It would have been, okay, this is what I'm looking at. Yeah. Just clues. Right. Yeah.
Just clues. I'll go more into it. Okay. Yeah. I want to say it's in the solar plexus.
Right. So if the Kundalini is rising up the tree of life, the 22 pathways of the tarot as well, the archetypes, these are all keys. The last part it gets to before it gets to the heart, that serpent, okay, because the Kundalini is the serpent nature of evolution on the earth. That's the design of our life force. Is the solar plexus. The solar plexus is all about empowerment, disempowerment, abuse of power, willpower, inner conflict, war, power struggles. And that's what you see. That's where we keep getting stuck on the earth plane. I mean, America's famous for it. Let's just stay in a state of war. We can never get up to the heart center and love each other and love the world and just work from our power center, our heart. Let's just stay in conflict, whether we're fighting about political parties or about justice or about somebody invading or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's the principle. I'm following the principles here is that the solar plexus is look inside your consciousness. What is my inner conflict? Because what is the power struggle here? And then once you pop through that, okay, if you go below it is what am I not trusting? And then underneath that is, well, what are my belief systems? So, but when you get to here, okay, this is the last part. I've just got to use my willpower now. And the willpower, I can give all the designs to people. I can give you like courage, which is what we're studying on the earth plane would be the big cats, but I can't give willpower. I've actually told people that are disempowered to substances, I won't work with you until you use your willpower to want to be in the body, because it's an abandonment issue, right? You're abandoning the body, so the underlying issue is abandonment. Until you use your willpower to want to stay in the body, I don't want to see you, because I can't give you willpower. All I'm doing then is I'm being your laundromat, and I'm enabling you, ultimately. So willpower is actually, this is our will center, and it's free will, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. And so that was a beautiful example of a course that you're going to teach. It's a webinar, and it's going to go over all four of the flower of life, the seed of life, the fruit of life, the tree, the flower, the fruit, the seed, all four. Tell us about this, because as people have witnessed this experiential right here, they may have questions, and this is where you'll be able to help them in that webinar to go deeper with this process. So
Yeah.
what's this course? Is there anything that people need to do to prepare for this course, or anything else you'd like to add about this course?
Normally, I send out a presentation beforehand so that people can read over it, just familiarize themselves with the terms and that, so that I don't have to start from scratch. But if you've already watched this video, you know it's a very good start, right? You understand what we're working with, what the geometries are. And then what's beautiful about the course is that every person that shares in the course is everybody's story. People come to that because they've found the feedback I get is that when I hear everybody else's story and I hear where they are, it's me. It's always an aspect of me. It's always healing me as well. And that's what's so beautiful with the analysis, is actually for me, probably the most important part is understanding consciousness, understanding what the patterns are, what they mean, where you are in your journey, where you're going, where you've been. And when I don't understand, because every person's different, nothing's ever the same, I channel it. So then I get guidance from the star nations. Yeah.
Thank you. And so the sounds that you bring through, that's channeled sounds. That's so beautiful. Some would ask if that's light language.
It's the code. No, those are the code. Yeah, it's the code. And it's the program, like the computer program underlying form. So it's the codes of creation. It's literally the codes, the underlying program before form comes into being. So I'm bringing in the sacred symbols of our creation. If you materialize them from the symbols, then they become the structures. So I have a very good understanding of how consciousness materializes into form. So I'm basically working with that process. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're excited for this time with you. Again, it'll go over the four flowers, the four aspects of that journey. And people, is there anything else for people to know about this?
Welcome. Come and share. Let us all hold hands and enter the paradise of the kingdoms of heaven, of the Garden of Eden. Mm.
And so when we go through this, it's just a deeper understanding of ourselves.
Yeah, of your own true nature.
Of your own.
Why are you here? You're uniting with Mother Earth. You're bringing your gifts that you have to the earth, uniting with her and expanding in her design. We are her. The next course we do is the landscapes, right? Understanding the landscapes of our consciousness. So that's a more expanded understanding of the garden, the elemental kingdom, the elemental body. So then we start to understand, okay, well, what did we learn from the different landscapes? The mountains, the river, the ocean, the lake, the desert, the forest.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. Well, we invite those who experience this today to join Maraya in this upcoming course. It'll be recorded if people can't join live, but you want to join live so you can get the analysis of the process that you go through it. Is that okay to be recorded for people who can't join live?
Yes, it's fine. It's fine. It seems like it's fine because it's helping everybody. So for those that are joining the course, it's fine. They will get everybody else's. They might not get their own analysis then. It depends. I mean, each analysis takes time. So if there's a lot of people, obviously I'm not going to get to everybody. But what happens is you get an understanding because you start to follow the principles. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we get an understanding, and we hope that people got an understanding for what they saw today, just from my experience as well. And so it'll be fun. Come and hear this beautiful singing with Maraya and enjoy your journey in this process, this deep embodiment process within the divine blueprint moving in. Maraya, any other words you'd like to share with us?
Thank you for giving me space to share these teachings, Lorraine. I'm really grateful. Thank you. And may we all invite in the Holy Spirit, the light of our creation, and understand our true nature. Just wishing everybody many blessings on the journey.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. And everyone, we are excited for you to join us. And we hope you are excited as well. And we thank you for your bright light. Thank you, Maraya.